welcome to another episode of the Caffeinated Librarians, brought to you by the Mayapack Public Library. Today we'll be discussing our next Time to Cry episode, where we all watched Black Beauty from 1994, which is my favorite iteration of the movie. I grew up watching it. It makes me cry every single time. And to my left...
I'm Amanda. I'm alone today. Abandoned.
Annalisa.
Hi, I'm Simona.
I'm Lewis. How are you today, everyone?
Oh my God.
It's not even
horse.
Scottish. He's not even Scottish.
Oh, but he sounded pretty Scottish to me.
No.
not
Like
even
I said,
Scottish.
I really liked when he said, Joe!
And that's the only joke we're going to get about that. So Black Beauty is was a book that was then adapted into a movie, and the author, whose name escapes me, is
Ernest Hemingway, I believe.
no,
Joe, help us out.
There's not enough like drinking in this for it to be.
no. And she wrote the book to make awareness for animal animal abuse and animal neglect, and that it's an awful thing. And you see that a lot in the movie, and it's stark and it's bleak, and there's no sugarcoating it, which is why I absolutely love it. And what did everyone else
The
think
author's
about
name
it?
is Anna
So
Sewell.
it was a PETA. It was written for PETA,
It was not written for PETA because
Was it
PETA
PETA
didn't exist when the book was written.
but now they use it.
I don't think so.
PETA actually showed it at their 2019 conference.
I'm sure that
That's
the
a lie.
1994 movie, especially that one.
And this is
Yeah.
why horse-drawn carriages in New York don't exist anymore.
Actually,
They
that's
say
not
they're
true.
there.
I
That's
saw
not
'em.
true?
That isn't
Yeah.
true. I saw them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that's
saw
true.
a
We
few.
saw them in
That was
Hell's
supposed to
Kitchen.
go into effect, or I think they're not allowed in the city areas. They're allowed only within the
That's it.
vicinity of
A park.
park.
Central Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think many of them are.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
as many as there used to be.
So my initial thoughts, guys, let me tell you. So this is going to surprise, I think this is going to surprise all of you.
You think?
I actually enjoyed it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I was actually with it.
Good.
You know, a couple of things right off the bat. The birth of the horses, I don't need to see that. Secondly, them putting the steel shoes on the hooves of the horses, that's gotta hurt.
No,
No,
it
it
doesn't.
No,
How
actually
do
it
you know?
doesn't.
How do you guys know?
There's a
Because
ton
I-
of documentaries about
Because
it.
I've watched
but have you
farrier.
ever talked to a horse?
But
Have you ever asked a
you
horse?
watch
Yes.
farrier videos, and it's the same thing like when you see a farrier working on a cow hoof. So there are layers to the hoof, and before you actually get to hurting them, you have to you'd have to go through a lot of
trim.
layers of the hoof.
I know he seemed uncomfortable.
No,
like
like
pure-
if it was in pain, you'll
I'm
see it
sure
because
like
it's
it's
pure cartilage.
uncomfortable because someone's holding on to your foot.
Yeah.
But
He said it
the-
felt heavy.
They
Well,
actually
yeah.
don't. A lot of people are opting out of the traditional horseshoe method.
yes.
But they do need to shave them because if they shave them, their hooves can actually grow.
It's actually really
into
satisfying
their
to
legs.
watch them clean their
Oh.
feet.
And they
Yeah.
spindle
Yeah.
out and they cannot
Yeah.
walk. It becomes more painful for them. But it's
And-
actually like it's kind of like your fingernail. It's
Yeah.
like
Horses
it
are
becomes
such
so
weird animals.
hardened.
Yeah.
Horses are
that
amazing
it
animals. I
grows
don't know
so
what you're
far
talking
from the
about.
veins and the blood vessels
Yeah.
that they don't feel it.
Yeah.
But now they're opting out of the traditional cauterizing and nailing in the horseshoe. They now have special boots
Yeah.
Interesting.
for them now. They're silicone or something like that, and it stays
Yeah.
on their hooves. So
Yeah.
a lot of people are opting out of the traditional method.
Yeah.
We're
But-
hammering that thing.
But
in
a
there.
lot
Yeah.
of because I watch farrier videos because it's just so fascinating to me. And there's
Yeah.
a gentleman.
Yeah, every now and then they
Yeah.
pop up on my TikTok.
Yeah,
feed.
like
Yeah. I think I watched
he's
them too.
primarily he's in England, and he talks about the whole care because a lot of people assume that they're hurting the cows, that they're when a cow is hurt, you'll see that the cow will pull if there's an injury, but when it's done obviously properly and with care, no, it's not going to hurt
And the only
them
way
in
you're
any
really
way.
going to hurt them is if you hit a certain nerve that's right in the inner.
yeah.
foot
Clipping your
of the
toenails
hoof.
and you
Well,
clip
it's
a little
like
too far and you,
You know
feel
when
it
you
and you're
clip
like,
your dog's toenails,
Yeah.
there's the quick
Yeah.
and you have to avoid that. It's a similar
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it looked painful.
It does look because they have these
They're
special
literally
razors
nailing
that shave
something
them and they
into-
nail them
into their feet.
Yeah.
Well, it's the hoof. It's the. It's not the actual foot.
Yeah.
Imagine how painful it is when that horseshoe came off.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I got a little shoe.
Yeah.
And it just popped off.
But
That
it's
hurts more.
so fascinating though, like how, because farriers have been around since like forever. It's just such a fascinating job or like skill to have, and the relationship that you develop between the farrier and the horse, like the trust that has to be established. It's a really interesting practice. I enjoy watching those videos. But
I just think
yeah.
it's very satisfying to watch
Yeah.
them like clean the hoof.
Yeah, there's definitely something about it. Like I love the cow ones.
Yeah, and I will say actually, it's funny you say that because like one of the things that was really nice was like watching them like brush the horses, and then they're like doing that thing like. I was like, oh, that's nice. No one listening knows what I just did, but I did something with my hands.
He was mimicking the brush, like the
Yeah.
sound of the brush and everything. With the film, because I've definitely watched this film before, but it has been a few years, or more than a few years. But when I was watching it, I didn't cry, but I had a lot of anger towards the people, which I know is the point.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that one woman. Especially.
But it's like, and also like the arrogance, and at one point, Black Beauty even mentions it's not just horses. I learned that people mistreat other people. So like the scene,
It was
even
a deep
with
message.
like even with the cabbie,
So deep.
how he's waiting and he says, sir, like I was I forgot the term he used, like I was asked to be here by 9. He goes, the party is barely fitted, and I wanted to reach out and go like, it does not matter what you want.
You're the
And-
reason he died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't die. He
Well,
just
he
got,
got-
no. He got
gonna die.
He went to the country. Once you get that country air and that
TV.
sunlight,
That's
he's
just
gonna
like
be
how
okay.
you send dogs to the farm.
Yeah.
Like David
My
Thewlis
grandma
was
told
going
me,
to die.
My grandma told me I had a pet rabbit once, and the rabbit was kind of unruly. Not gonna lie, she got at a church function, and I was like, "Bunny!" and the rabbit chewed up her furniture.
Oh my
And then she
God.
told me one day that Flower, which is what I had named it, I was like, "Where's the bunny?" And she was like, "Oh, we gave it to a farm that like takes care of bunnies." At the time, I was like, "Yeah," but now as an adult, I'm like, I know what that.
Did she let it out in the wild?
I don't know what
My
she
sister
did with
would
it. I've
just
never
eat
confronted her about it.
My sister
My
used
grandma's
to
an animal
breed
lover, so I
rabbits to eat them.
Yeah.
That's what one of my uncles did. He had a shed in the back, and he had the rabbits. That's where he like raised them, slaughtered them.
No,
and
she
ate them.
tricked me into eating it, and it tasted like rancid chicken. Like it's
Oh.
She just didn't cook it right.
probably not.
Yeah, no, because rabbit is really delicious.
Delicious.
I don't
No,
really
thank
like
you.
it. Like I've eaten it, but it's like I could do without it, But yeah. So
It's
the
delicious.
But
people really
if you didn't know it was a rabbit, would you be like, "Wow, that's amazing"?
no,
Probably not. No.
no.
What animals have you eaten?
No.
What other animals?
Yeah, what other animals
I've
have you
eaten alligator. I've eaten turtle. I've eaten shark.
As much
I've
as I
also
hate
eaten
to
shark.
admit it, alligator is delicious.
Oh yeah.
It depends on how it's prepared.
Yes,
Like,
it
sometimes it
does.
can be either very rubbery or it can be like
They do
Really?
kind of look yummy.
I've
Well,
eaten
that's
cow,
The gator nugget.
Well, we all eat cow.
pig.
We all eat
I've
pig.
eaten ostrich.
I've eaten squirrel.
Oh,
My stepfather
anybody
was a
eaten-
chef at a Wolfgang Puck restaurant, and there was a guy who came in with exotic meats.
Yeah.
So he's
Oh,
had
interesting.
lion too, which is supposed to be
Oh.
very bad. And
Has anybody
yeah.
eaten a horse?
Well,
no.
I've
if
had horse
you
meat.
had a McDonald's burger in the 90s, you've probably eaten horse. So
And up till recently, there are a lot of
Wait a
restaurants just to
minute.
cut costs on meat.
Yeah.
They would
All right.
advertise
I've
beef
eaten
steaks but they were actually horse.
Yep.
This is so off topic. I know, but it's so worth talking about. Do you guys know that there's a hamburger university?
Wait.
Yeah.
Are we making a trip?
Why?
There's a
course you
hamburger
do.
There's a
university.
hamburger. I did learn this last night at the teen book club. There's a hamburger university in Chicago. It's McDonald's run, and you can actually get
Like they have a
you can
right.
get a bachelor's in, wait for it, hamburgerology,
Oh my god.
Why?
need it.
And how much money wasted?
and it's free. The college is free.
All right, fine. But how much time wasted?
Yeah, that's a good question.
So
like an
once,
hour.
okay, but
Yeah,
once you
for
have
sure.
this degree, and now you're set forth into the world at large,
You open a burger
how
joint.
do I utilize? Okay,
Barbecues.
say that you have no business savvy whatsoever, and
You
if you
hire someone
Who
who
is
open a
the
burger
best.
joint.
Yeah.
You go online, you go on Facebook, and you advertise your services.
but what?
I
But,
feel
but
like-
aside from a business, though, what
Okay.
else can you do? Like if
But
someone
if
You
You're
are
like-
a hit at the barbecue.
That's true.
Joe.
I don't have Mike this episode, but it seems like it's mainly in restaurant management.
Yeah.
They just call it hamburgerology
Yeah.
as a fun little thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And it's
like
for
their
McDonald's.
business. Okay, that
So
makes
my
sense.
question though was, since it's a McDonald's run program, if you get your degree in hamburgerology and it doesn't work out for you at McDonald's, can you go to Burger King and say, "Hey, I have
I
a
got some
degree in
secret-
hamburgerology"? Does this
They're
kind of
no,
They're
they're,
gonna
they're
teach you
probably
how to
going to
make a burger
ask you
better.
where did you get it, and once you say at your competitor, the
They're
game
gonna
is
hire
over.
you. No, they're
Yeah.
gonna hire you immediately.
Yeah, right. Because
Yeah.
you know all their secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Well,
they
that's-
make the
okay,
better
wait,
burger.
Perfect example of this. So if you were to go,
Shots thrown.
it was like last year or the year before. If you put your location on, sat in a McDonald's parking lot, and opened the Burger King app, you'd get a free burger.
Really?
Uh huh.
Do they not do that anymore?
No, I don't think it happens
thinking
anymore.
maybe
But it
I'm
was
gonna
like
trip to Burger
a
King after
Yeah, I
like a
was
couple
just-
months.
I was just
Yeah,
gonna say.
you would put your location on
7 o'clock,
and
I'm
be in
outta
like
here.
a McDonald's parking lot, and down the road's Burger King. Burger King would give you a free Whopper. Yeah.
Not even just a regular burger, a Whopper.
Yeah, it was a
Wow.
free Whopper.
Because I gotta tell you, when it comes to
I
fast
thought that
food
was
burgers,
brilliant.
out of the 3 like really big chains, like you have Wendy's, you have Burger King, and you have McDonald's. Burger King, I feel like, makes the best burgers, hands down.
100%.
100%.
So Burger King,
Although-
do you want to sponsor us and get us burgers?
I like
McDonald's
Burger
has
King's
right now
fries
the best
the most.
See, now I'm a
I
McDonald's
used to love
kid,
Burger
so
King fries.
I haven't
I
had
will
them in a long
only eat
time.
at
Oh, I
McDonald's
haven't
if I
had
need
them
a
in a long
fast
time.
food pick me up.
They're like
Yeah.
less. They're
No.
thicker, but they're less.
So
I don't like that.
just to bring it back to the discussion
yeah.
on horse
Let's
films.
get back to Black
so
Beauty.
Right.
the fact that I may have eaten horse meat, that doesn't necessarily ruin my fond memories
I'm pretty
of
sure
going
you
to
have if you've been to any restaurant at some point in the past
Literally,
like couple of years.
the 90s, they got into a lot of trouble for it.
Yeah, there was false
Mm.
advertising for like A1 beefsteak and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
And-
You probably
Interesting.
haven't you haven't known it. If you had school lunches, probably it had a
Yeah.
hamburger from your school lunch.
Probably.
I don't know.
Wow.
Do you serve hamburgers here
I'm
for your
okay
school
with
lunch?
Well, we do.
well,
well, at my
Mount
school.
Vernon, we definitely had hamburgers.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, you
I
did.
mean,
No one noticed.
yeah.
Yeah, no one noticed the difference.
Yeah.
It did taste different.
Oh, interesting. But yeah, so I wanted to smack the people in this film with very few exceptions. So Remus Lupin, I liked his character. That's when I
'Cause
saw. I was like,
it's-
it's
Well, he's one of the
Remus.
good ones.
Yeah.
What happened?
He's one of the good
He
ones.
is one of the good ones. And
The first family he was brought to, too, were good people.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they were. Yeah,
Yeah, honestly.
the boy
I kinda-
annoyed me, but they were good people.
Well, yeah, he was a little. I kind of wonder
Who,
why.
the son? The
Yes,
son of the
yes.
family?
No,
Not Joe.
Astor
Not Joe.
Joe?
or Astor. Or
Joe was
something.
the nephew.
Joe's
of
the cool kid.
keeper.
Oh,
Joe's
okay.
the
Yeah.
Of the guy
yeah.
who's in Downton
Wanna say.
Abbey.
Yeah.
Yes. Carson.
I kind of wonder.
He also
Too
played the
many.
mayor in Dinotopia, which is another episode. And if you haven't seen it, please go back and check it out.
Don't waste your time watching Dinotopia.
Daniel
I love
Lewis is also in
Dinotopia.
it.
Yes, it is. Yes, he is.
You're right.
He's
Yes.
the villain. Look at that. Bringing it back.
I like David Lewis.
Yeah.
But like, so after the first family that Black Beauty's with, the woman gets sick, and then so they have to take her somewhere else. But like, why couldn't John keep the horses? Like
I think it would have been an expense issue.
It's not his.
Yeah. They're not his.
so they got rid of that property too. All that
Yeah.
land?
They would have
I'm
had
sure,
to. They probably
yeah.
sold the property
Yeah.
to another family.
Yeah. Because because
I thought they would just
Or-
like give it to him.
Or
No,
or
for sure.
if they were as rich as they were, wealthy as they appeared, they probably had a different home somewhere. So they probably would do the thing where they would close down the home that they were living in and then move to their other
That's what I'm saying.
home.
Let John live there. Keep the horses. Bada bing, bada boom.
How
You're
would
good.
he pay?
To be fair, their house wasn't as big as normal, like I would say, like
Yeah.
mansion size. So he probably didn't have a living
and
quarter for
did
them.
anyone
Yeah.
else feel like that house has been used in other productions before?
Probably.
Yeah,
like
it was
I feel
probably
like in
likely.
some Jane Austen, like I've seen that house. Like that house looks so familiar, but yeah, like it really bothered me, especially the scene where they're like raising the necks and like of the horse, and that also made me think too, in general. And this is not to attack people who go into equestrian sports. This is not the point of this, but it also made me think too about horses being used for entertainment or the gratification, because the raising of the necks was not because that benefits the horse. It just benefits her ego.
Yeah,
Well,
I
it
was
makes
gonna say that.
everything look
Yeah,
better.
and
Yeah,
it's
just-
like, and
just
it's like
for appearances.
that's heartbreaking too, where it's like, you're not putting the welfare of the animal, and also you invested money. It's not like
No.
the animals were donated to you.
It's
you spend money on these
right,
animals.
and it's
Yeah, but they
because
don't
they see them
separate them.
only as animals. They're
Yeah.
not seen as pets or as like how we would view animals now. They're
Yeah.
working animals. These are animals. They'll do as I say, and to hell with how uncomfortable it is or how they're treated or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I see horse racing as abusive.
No. Like I wasn't. No. Like I was just thinking in general because there are
Like that
discussions.
one horse.
I
that
think
one-
she's more
that
so
one-
talking about the one scene where Ginger, or the one, wasn't
Yeah,
it? It was
it's
Ginger.
Ginger.
It was Ginger.
Yeah.
Ginger had not been trained
Yeah.
properly for it, and
Like
they
that-
had
yeah.
broken her.
Like that one jockey
Yeah.
was just a jerk.
Yeah.
But like
That was the son,
I think
I
like
think.
normal horses like nowadays like are treated very well and raised
Well, there
very
Yes.
is
well.
some
They have to, or
there's
PETA's
some
gonna come for
discussion
you.
about that too, though. Like because a lot of horses die due to leg injuries. So there is some discussion about the ethical nature of horse racing, but I'm not going to get into that. Yeah, my whole thing.
Hippies bring that up though.
Oh my
Well-
god. Oh my god.
I was more talking about.
Have you ever been to a horse race? Oh my god, it's fun.
My whole point was talking about the annoying wealthy woman.
Exploitation of horses for someone else's
Yeah,
benefit.
thank
Yeah.
you,
Yes.
thank you, Annalisa.
Yes, of course.
That's what I was talking about. I don't want jockeys coming on our feet saying, "I take care of my horses." I was just talking about
As actually,
exploitation.
jockeys don't have any taken
Katie,
training
just
horses.
go with this. Just
it's
go
the
with it.
trainers.
I would love to have a ton of tiny jockeys coming into the library right now. Please, I'm calling you
The
out.
jockey's
Please
job.
wear your uniforms.
The jockey's job is just to race the horse.
Yeah.
It's the
they have,
trainer
like,
and the
trainers and-
owners that are supposed to take care of the horses.
Okay.
But what did
The
it
only
just-
thing I know about the Kentucky Derby is that
Big hats.
there are drinks and big hats.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, but
Let's
yeah.
go. Caffeinated Librarians on the road.
We can
I know
just
in
go.
Japan.
We don't even need to go to Kentucky. We can just
We
go
can
to
go
Saratoga.
That's true.
You know who has one of the biggest horse racing followings? Japan.
Oh, I bet.
Japan has a
Very interesting.
huge. They love horse racing there. They have their own league and everything for it. It's massive there.
Oh, not just the traditional horse racing, but everything. Oh,
They love horse racing there. It's kind of like like you wouldn't think like baseball, and those are the
Yeah.
like two big sports is like horse
That's so
racing and
interesting.
baseball.
That's interesting.
But I also did love the scenes of the horses running, like the
Yeah.
beauty and the grace of like. And I was thinking about it must be such an awesome feeling to be on a horse and they're galloping so. but
My
it's almost
mom
like
can
the
attest to
scenery is a
it.
blur, like it's just like.
No, I'm good.
I want to ride a. You don't want to ride a horse?
No, I've ridden a camel. I'm good. I know it's a very different animal, but no, I'm fine.
I've
You
never
don't
ridden
realize
a
how
camel.
tall they are. Like once you get up on the horses, you're like, wow, holy crap! Like, this
Trotting's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm trotting.
No, I would be concerned I wouldn't be able to get my leg over the horse because I was watching this video where this this woman is struggling. It's so funny, and the horse at one point lowers itself so she can get on. I was like, "Oh, you're so sweet," because that would be me. I'd be like, "Oh my god!" Like I'd probably go on backwards like the drunk guy. He was like, "Stand still." I love the boy goes, "He is standing still, sir." It's just like.
Yeah, I
That
have no
whole
desire.
scene is
God,
sad.
yeah, he just gets
I'm
on
not
backwards.
a horse person. Like I like them. I think they're sweet animals, but I'm not.
No,
gonna
my
ride
mom
Them.
I
has
wanna
a
rob
fear of
bank
horses.
while on a horse.
Nice.
Why?
Why?
Like he wants to be like Billy the Kid. He wants to get on that horse. He wants to go.
Okay, if you had a horse, because naming is a big thing, so this is relevant to the film because
I
Black
love
Beauty goes
horse
through
names.
several iterations, like he has several names. If you had a horse, what would you name your horse?
Let's also say, just to touch on that,
Yeah.
they're also all very like unoriginal. Like everybody was like, "Oh, she's so black. Let's call him Black, Black Beauty." Or
Were you mad that Lewis almost got like he only got half the name right? He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Black," and then it was like
Say
Beauty,
it! Say it,
and then it was
David!
like Jack, and I'm like, "Ugh!"
so close.
Well, the madam wanted to name him like what was it, Ethany,
Yeah.
after the color of the horse, and they were like, "Boo! Let's call
yeah.
it Black Beauty." And I'm like, I love horse names. They're like sentences now.
Yeah, they get
Yeah.
crazy.
They're like a Fall Out Boy song. they're huge.
Yeah, they do get crazy now.
I'm gonna check out some horse names.
Yeah, I was just gonna say let's pull up
Yeah, I don't know.
some horse names. Yeah, I don't know, because they really are like. Have you ever looked like at like a
Yes.
docket? Like they're
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
insane. Like some of the names that like.
Yeah.
This
they
is
come
very
up with.
far outside my wheelhouse. All of this.
No, I just think
Well,
it's
welcome.
fun because like whenever I've had pets, like I wanted to give them something unique, like nothing like average.
Okay, that's
Well, maybe it is average,
that's
but
fair.
I give them
Spectacular
I
bid.
thought really hard into naming my dog, and I mean his name is Perseus the Destroyer. So
Beauty Generation.
beauty generation
That sounds like a girl group.
does.
I'm not gonna say that one on here.
No, go for it. What is it?
Native Dancer.
Oh,
Not that one. I'm not gonna say the other one.
what's the other one?
I'm not gonna say it. This is a family-friendly
Wait,
podcast
somebody
that
named their horse something that's like
Not
not.
safe for work.
Yeah.
that is very
That's
not
weird.
safe for work.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna start looking at names.
I don't know. All
Men
the
of
horses,
War.
Nice. All the horses I've met are like Coco
Black
or
Caviar.
Charlie or Lavender.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like the name you give also like shows your expectations for the animal. It's
Yeah.
like epic. It's almost like
Yeah,
when you
like-
name your child.
Yeah, like you gotta name,
Sunday Silence.
you gotta name your horse like Zeus or something like that.
It shows your
I mean-
expectations.
Smarty
Yeah.
Jones is possibly my favorite
Perseus
right
the
now.
Destroyer.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's like it shows your intention. It reminds me of a Criminal Minds episode where the killer is going, where he says what his name is and it translates to spear. So he says, I wonder what aspirations my parents had for me. And I'm like, dude, I don't
That's
think they
very
wanted you to become a
interesting.
serial killer. But like
Okay,
he's
but
big
it's-
into
yeah.
names. So I was thinking like names, like the intention behind naming your child. So naming an animal, like it probably has the same intention.
Well, I'm gonna
I
name my
mean-
child Saquon.
Someone
No,
has
you're
a
not.
one-word name for their horse, and it's "May the horse be with you."
Nice.
like
Oh,
it.
that's so cute.
Oh,
There's
Yeah.
someone named their horse Ha Ha Ha.
I like it.
Nice.
That's gonna be awkward to
Well,
say
I
though.
think you're right though, Simona. That like I
Thank
named
you.
Percy
There are a lot of
Percy
inappropriate
because
names people
he's
give their
tiny and I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
But then when I met Taziki, that's
Could you
self-explanatory.
tell me what
Yeah.
that name means? Because like I honestly,
Tzatziki
yeah.
is
a
a
sauce.
Greek yogurt sauce.
Yeah, with
cucumber and
cucumbers.
dill.
It's delicious.
Oh no, it's my mother-in-law's name.
Tzatziki?
Because we wanted to name him something with a Z. So we were looking at other Greek god names and Greek mythology names. And then we started looking at food names. And because his original name was Spaghetti. And we're like, no,
No.
absolutely not.
No.
Oh, I could see it as a spaghetti.
That's a trend now. People
I
like
love
I
spaghetti.
remember
Yeah.
like last year they complained that people kept naming their animals after like food.
Well, yeah, I mean,
It's
that's
like a weirdly like
we
I
were
saw,
looking
like,
at
chicken
things.
nugget.
Oh, yeah. My husband's little sister named her dog Chicken Nugget. That is his name.
I
Oh,
mean,
that's
I love
cute.
that name.
He looks like a little chicken nugget man, so I get it, but
Yeah.
But
really
it
love
is
chicken
interesting
nuggets.
though, and I also wonder if the naming for Black Beauty is because this is a children's book originally, right?
yes.
So maybe it was
Yeah.
also to keep it simple,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so like children would
Yeah, they didn't want to name it "May the Horse Be with You."
no.
Oh, that is quite fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Also, it would be really impressive if they came up with that before Star Wars was made.
True.
When
I
did
saw
she
50
write the
Shades of
book?
Hay.
I would have
That's
to
another
look.
one too.
Hold on.
Her name is Anna Sewell or Sewell.
Sewell, I believe.
Yeah. How's it spelled, Lou?
S.
Don't you dare look.
W
Lou's over here cheating.
E L L.
So Black Beauty was first originally published on November 24th,
1877,
1877.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Things make a lot more sense. Like I knew
Yeah.
it was set in like the late 19th century just based upon the clothing choices.
Oh,
But-
let's talk about that. So for those who know, what can you tell me about clothing accuracy in this film?
It's not awful.
They're not dirty
but it's
enough.
Not. Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
it's-
actually, the
it-
lighting is too good, and
Yep.
they're not dirty enough.
Yeah, because we're looking at England in their start of the Industrial Revolution, or like it's coming.
It's like toward the start of the second industrial revolution.
Yeah, so there should be soot everywhere. There should be
Yep.
it's too
Think-
clean.
Now that
Like
the
it's-
history nerds have spoken, like it
Ooh,
looks
Bullets have been
You
fired,
don't want them
folks.
to look disgusting.
But they should.
But no one's gonna watch them.
You know what's so funny? Like sometimes
That's
I'm
all
the,
you would talk about is if David Thewlis came in looking
Okay, but
raggedy.
his skin is like shiny clean.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
He looks like a
if you look
baby.
at if you look,
He's got baby blue smooth skin. He's got no stubble.
they moisturize. Like he could be moisturizing in
He's-
between his.
Moist-
No.
They have a house,
no.
but boy is poor.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're trying to argue for the clean skin, Simona,
some
but
rusty razors.
no.
Yet they take very good care of their horse.
They do.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that while we may want accuracy, there are some films that do it, and it kind of grosses you out. Like
No,
I don't
it's
want to
fine.
see the dirt
I
under the
want it.
fingernails. I don't want to see
want
the
it.
crusty.
I want to see
I
the
get it.
yellow nasty
See,
teeth.
now, it's fine. It's not like some productions nowadays that dumb down the fashion of when they're doing
Are
historical
they dumbing
pieces.
it down? Or
Oh,
are they just
they're
trying to
dumbing
be
it down.
Interesting and engaging.
Are they-
No,
trying to
they're
save money.
dumbing it down. And I'm looking at Bridgerton.
I don't. What do you mean by dumbing it down?
Bridgerton
though?
is a-
That's what I don't understand.
Now
what do you mean by
Bridgerton
dumbing
is
it
going to
down?
come at us in the comments, and they're going to be
I
like,
love Bridgerton, and I think the costume design's great. Is it period accurate? Not really.
It-
They've
it
taken
noise-
on
But it doesn't
Historically
detract
accurate in
from
any
but,
the
it,
show.
way.
but precisely, yeah.
But
That's
doesn't
It's not
like-
supposed to be. It's supposed to be like an alternate.
It's
you know,
awful.
world
No,
in which
no.
these
What
things
what
could
annoys me
happen.
the most about that is that she wore her corset without anything underneath it,
Who
and
did?
from like the first episode when
Daphne
she
has a slip underneath her corset.
not at the
When
start.
she gets naked, she does.
Wow.
Oh, she's naked.
Wow. and
So-
and
Probably
they
the
wore
reason
it. They wore
Yeah.
the corset too tight, which never happened.
Yes. No, that is like a period
And-
inaccurate thing. Yeah.
yes,
That's
and
very
that-
common.
But does that stuff detract from the show?
no,
I love
there are
Bridgerton.
other
To
things
me, it
that
did.
could detract from that show.
That's it's.
But we won't go
There are a
into-
lot of things that distract in the show, but
Yeah.
I don't think they detract from the show. no.
Yeah.
But that's like my time to cry pick is also a period piece, but it's stylized.
Yeah. Well, and it's
So-
stylized, I think, in the correct way.
I get that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So be
Back to
warned.
the horses, though.
Yes. Back to the horses.
These
'cause-
horses were stylized. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
So my
Black Beauty
only
was a nice looking horse.
my only experience with horse movies is Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron.
which is great.
That's what I was saying.
yeah, soundtrack's great,
Yeah.
movie's great. Thank you, DreamWorks. But I've never seen like a live action horse movie I enjoyed. This was fine.
What about Warhorse?
Nope.
Oh.
What about
Seabiscuit?
Django Unchained? He's on the horse a lot.
It's
It's
not
not a
about
horse.
the horse.
It's not a horse girl movie.
Can
though.
you imagine
No,
if Django
definitely.
Unchained had the perspective of the horse? Wouldn't that be awesome?
What's
It would
going on?
I would watch that. I would
I've
watch
seen
that.
so much.
Seabiscuit,
Nope.
Secretariat.
Nope.
I didn't see those.
Ooh, we have to have a movie
I've
night.
seen Racing Stripes actually, but that's a zebra.
Secretariat.
That's
Is
a
it-
zebra.
He read a zebras race. Interesting. Is
I
that a
don't
real
want to
thing? Do
watch a
zebras actually
racing
race?
movie.
It's a children's
Pretty
movie.
sure
Oh.
I've seen it. Oh no, I saw Seabiscuit.
Yeah.
Is it Elijah Wood in that movie? I feel like
No, that's so
Tobey
Seabiscuit
Maguire's
is
in
Toby
Seabiscuit.
Maguire
No,
and
Racing
Secretariat.
Stripes.
Oh,
He might be. Does he?
I don't know. I just remember the main guy having very large
Joe,
eyes.
look it up.
or was it
Joe!
Frankie Muniz?
Frankie Muniz is the horse.
Frankie Muniz is the
Aw,
horse. That's what it
Frankie
is.
Muniz.
That's what it is. He's
Frankie Muniz like turned into like a race car driver.
Yeah,
what?
Like
Yo,
he's like
I'm
a race
so
car
happy
driver
for
now
him.
in real life.
yeah.
That sounds
Good
like a
for
bit,
him.
but
Isn't
good
that
for
weird?
him.
Like what a dramatic career shift that is.
I don't think he races anymore because I think he really injured his back, and
He's
now
tiny.
He can't really do anything.
Short king.
Yes, he's
What?
a short king.
We're digressing.
It's cool. How cool is that?
Overall, what did we think of the movie though? Like,
Well, what's the rating going to be? Horsies?
I think Katie should pick. It is her
Okay.
pick.
Katie picks. What's the rating?
Glorious oats.
I know that you really did. You went on a tangent about those.
He's like,
oats.
oh, lovely oats.
It's like I hate when I have this thing in my mouth, but the oats make them so much better.
He's not Scottish. It's Alan Cumming.
I know the oats.
Cumming was Scottish, but don't come at me. I'm
He
Glorious
definitely
Oats.
sounded
Rate it
pretty-
Glorious Oats.
Glorious Oats. Okay.
Glorious Oats.
He is Scottish.
Is he really?
Yeah, he is.
Boom!
I
would
can,
mic drop,
I can
but
tell
I'm
a fellow
afraid of hurting the
Scotsman
mic.
when I hear one.
It just didn't.
Aye.
It doesn't sound it.
Because he's
Because you're
probably
thinking of a
toning down his accent.
That's- yeah.
Scottish
Yeah.
accent.
No,
No,
he's toning down his accent.
Where is he from? In Scotland?
I don't know, but
Joe.
Aberfeldy, Perthshire.
he's from Perthshire,
Perfect. Of
which
course.
their accent is very thick.
Very
and
thick accents.
So he's definitely doing
toning
a
it-
different accent.
Yeah, and he's
Okay.
toning it down.
There we go. It's fine. I'm not Scottish, so sorry about that. But
It's okay. We forgive
I
you.
am. But I didn't know that for a long time.
I'm Irish.
Just Scottish
I'm
by heart.
both.
That's all.
I'm on both sides.
So
that are at
I
war
mean,
with
I
the middle.
I love this movie. I ugly cry every time I watch this movie, which is fine.
The whole so the ending where his lady love Ginger, the rain and the dead horse under a tarp.
Yeah.
I will give you that with the tongue sticking out and the dead eyes.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, there were a couple of scenes where I was like, okay, I can see why somebody would be emotional. The scene where the horse is getting separated from his mom, the scene where the horse is getting separated from Joe, that was sad.
Yeah.
When Ginger died, that's pretty sad. But for a movie that I walked in there expecting to have a real sad ending, it's kind of an uplifting. The guy goes through some in his life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He has some dark days, but at the end of it, it's
It's
But
an
he's not with
uplifting-
his friends.
It's an but
Wait,
But
no,
it's with
Daisy,
Joe.
it's Joe.
Yeah.
No, he's with his friends. I thought at the end, he's like, yes, and I'm with my friends.
no, he's
No,
like
he's-
imagining that.
Because
Well, that's
Mary,
just
Mary,
sad.
Mary Legs or whatever the little tiny horse's name was got
Yeah.
sold off first.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yay!" And we never heard the whatever
Whatever.
happened to that
Yeah.
cute little pony. He's like, "I'm going to miss that pony." And then Ginger got sold. They both got sold off together. And she
Yes.
was a wild one. and she
Untamable
was
thing.
Like, I'm not doing this. She had an attitude.
You know-
And they sold her to a really nasty cart guy where she was malnourished and then died in the street, probably.
Yeah.
I kind of attribute it to
And that's sad.
Like,
I'm sorry.
Black Beauty is Forrest Gump and Ginger is Jenny.
Oh.
Except without
Okay.
the, unplanned
they never,
pregnancy
like-
and
Yeah.
Yeah, like
and
okay,
actually
I
getting
understand.
Black
where you're
Beauty,
coming
like
from,
Forrest Gump
though.
went through some. Black Beauty goes through and it has happy ending.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but Ginger is Jenny. Ginger went through some
I-
stuff.
yeah,
and
but they
did-
don't, like,
didn't rebound.
end up
do what you tell
back
me to.
together. But yeah, I get that. I see where you're.
Yeah.
I see what you're putting down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm picking up what you're laying down.
Yeah.
Amanda, you haven't said what you've thought of this movie.
How many glorious oats, Amanda?
So I felt like I was watching at first, watching a child's documentary about horses. Because it's like, my mother kissed me. And I was like, no, she's eating the placenta because it brings back protein and stuff into the body. That's a normal thing.
Thanks, Doc.
And then he was like, we're dancing. And I'm like, no, that's a mating ritual.
Amanda!
He's like, she doesn't like me. And I'm like, I can't watch this movie without knowing everything I know. and then it got a little bit better. I felt like it rushed itself a little bit. Then again, I guess in the time span of a horse, I do not know how long they often live for. That I guess time would be
Yeah, I feel like
kind
that
of
horse
late.
lived a
It might
long
have been a
time.
way more boring film if we just went through all the motions of the horse. Like, this was my day.
Yeah.
I grazed on some grass. I got some glorious oats. And that was it. Overall, it did, in fact, get me my tear ducts working for
they can live
a tad.
25 to 30 years.
Wow. My tear ducts did quiver during the death of Ginger because I was like, oh, that's a low blow.
Tear ducts quiver.
Yeah.
That's a low blow. Animal films will always make you feel like
Yeah.
death. So I would actually give this a 3.5 out of Glorious Oats.
Okay.
So I'm not a horse person. I'm not a horse girl, and I understand and I appreciate what this movie does. I don't know. I think Spirit ruined me for all other horse movies.
Right?
I think it did. There's no Bryan Adams singing to me. I don't.
Well, also, this is the Spirit is not about animal cruelty.
No,
It
it's
could
not.
be.
Well,
They
to
try
be
to break
fair,
him?
They do try to break him. It is about colonialism.
Yes.
And suppressing people.
Yes.
But
He's
depressing.
like with the Native Americans.
yep.
Yeah.
Falls in love.
I would still give it like a 3 out of 5 Glorious Oats, because I liked the relationships that he built with the people, and I really love David Lewis, so I'll watch anything he's in.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, I understand why it's narrated over, because it is a children's film.
Mm-hmm.
I just sometimes it was not necessary
that's
for
why.
me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I agree with that. Some of the narrations were like,
It made me
Like,
feel,
yeah, the opening scene did remind me a lot of the birthing scene in Milo Notice, though,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
because I love that movie.
It's a good movie,
I'm
too.
a dog person, though.
Yeah.
So I like Milo Notice. If you haven't seen it, it's about a cat and a pug.
Yeah.
It's very cute.
It is. It is very cute.
So I would give it 4 Glorious Oats. The movie didn't make me cry, but it did make me angry. And it did
That's the
make me
point.
upset. I know. It's like, and also the ending. I wanted all
worked.
3 horsies to be together, frolicking in the fields together. I didn't like it. I don't care if he gets reunited with Joe.
you didn't care
Joe
about
was
that.
I mean, I cared, but I wanted the horsies all to be together, running in the fields, all glorious, like with the wind blowing in their manes. So I'm hurt by that ending.
That's the point.
I think it's a bittersweet ending, though.
I hate
liked
bittersweet
it.
endings. I like unrealistic, happy endings.
Well,
where
that's why
everyone's
we
always
read
together.
romance.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's where romance books.
But
fill that
but no,
hole.
it's definitely for the message that it's trying to send. It is a great film. I didn't mind the narration because like I love the idea. Like I was talking to one of my sisters. Like when you look at animals, like when we look at animals and they're just living their lives, like you see the videos of people looking at penguins waddling and penguins are just doing what they do. People are like, oh my God, you're so cute. So I often wonder, because I remember reading somewhere that animals, when they look at us, it's like the same thing if we're looking at a puppy, like, oh my God, how cute. So I was telling my sisters, like, do you think elephants, when they're looking at us, they're like, oh my God, look what those awkward things that walk on 2 legs. They're adorable.
I feel
Like, I have like the same
elephants
kind
really
of,
feel that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I just look at me like, no, they hate us.
I love watching.
I
This
think
is very
there's some
off
things you
topic,
can
but
do
I
to
like
an
watching
animal.
like little baby elephants play with people. And
Yeah.
then they're
Those
very
are so cute.
Yeah, I just wonder if animals, especially the ones with higher intelligence, like if they ever look at us and like, oh my God, these things are so adorable. They're clumsy. They can't swim well. They like, they don't have any, but like
Well,
they're
that's why
so
cats.
cute.
That's why cats bring you dead things, because they think you can't hunt for yourself.
Oh,
That's the whole reason. People are like, oh, they're giving us a gift. I'm like, yeah, they're giving you a gift so you don't starve, because they think that because they don't see you actually like hunt for your food, because as a society we've evolved past needing to hunt clearly. They view you as being like unable to do so, and so they go out and they kill like mice and they bring it to you.
That is
They
so
saying,
cute.
please don't starve. Here, have some food.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's so precious.
They're like, oh, they're inept.
I don't know. That just
I
made
think
me
cats just
wonder.
look down on us. I really do, but I
Yeah.
love them.
Yeah.
They're realistic.
Yeah.
There's a good comic who did a very good joke about having a cat. And it was like the best. He named his cat like Jessica.
Mhm.
It's a human name for a cat.
That is, yeah.
And how it just looks down on him, the difference between owning a dog, where a dog will be like, yeah, what are we doing today? I'm your best friend. Yes, I want to know everything. And a cat's just like, what'd you do today? Oh, I
Yeah.
remember. I didn't care. Bye. He's like a roommate versus like,
Yeah.
Well, see, now my cats want to spend time with me, so.
I
Yeah.
miss my cat.
Aw.
Yeah. So, Katie, you want to take us out? Because
Well,
Lou,
Lou's-
no,
Lou-
I thought
no.
Lou gave his rating.
No, I didn't yet.
No, he
Simone.
Oh, I'm
didn't.
How
sorry.
many glorious oats?
You know,
Sorry.
I gotta tell you. So I went into this Wii film thinking that it was gonna be kind of a film I wasn't going to enjoy. I thought there was gonna be. I thought the horses
Oh, Lou.
were actually gonna be like talking to each other, like, and that would really annoy me. I don't like that. But the
In one
narration
thing.
thing, I liked it, even though there were a couple of things where it's like, you know, when he's being dragged out of the thing with the fire, and he's like, "Oh, now that the scarf was around my eyes, I had to go with him." I'm like, shut up, man. No, you didn't. You could have stayed with Ginger.
I couldn't let her go.
So I gotta be honest with you. I was into it. I liked it. I was very surprised. I liked it. I'm gonna get, but it wasn't. I'm not. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm not sure I'd watch it again. But for what it is, for the mood I was in when I watched it, I would give it a 5 out of 5. Glorious oats.
It definitely grabbed my attention.
Oh yeah.
I joked through the whole movie mainly.
Oh, see, I didn't even do that. Like, I really went into it thinking like, oh man, this is gonna be a chore to get through, and I was like, oh, I'm pleasantly surprised by this.
Well, I'm glad I
Right.
could pleasantly surprise you,
Oh, you
Lewis.
did a
Joe!
great job, K-pop.
So it
How many
wasn't like,
glorious oats would you've been in this podcast intermittently?
I did not get a chance to watch.
I will.
Well, now you have to watch it.
I will say the best part is when Black Beauty sees Joe and just Joe.
Just going like,
Just over and over again. I'm like, that's just great. I loved every second.
so what? So would you say that this was less disappointing than Bubble?
Oh, I hated Bubble. I hated Bubble with every.
If you
Fiber.
haven't
Gave
watched
us a
that
5 out of
episode,
5.
Yeah, I actually liked this movie. Yeah.
so if you haven't watched that episode, watch the episode where Lou has a crisis about Bubble.
It's not
It's
a
really,
crisis.
it's a crisis.
I didn't even
just really
recommend that one.
bad.
Yeah, it was me, and he hasn't let me forget that I recommended it. He has a crisis.
It was terrible.
I've strived to give better anime films to Jalou at this point.
So thank you everyone for joining us. If you've seen the movie, love it, don't like it, let us know what your thoughts about it. Leave in the comments
How many
section.
glorious oats do you give it?
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, the usual, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.